Welcome back to Come Sit With Us podcast with your co-hosts, Anna Ennis and Nicole St. We are so excited to have you here today, back for yet another amazing conversation. Today, we're going to discuss reinventing yourself, and Anna's going to take it away.
Chip it away. Here we go. So I love that today I'm talking about this and I'm literally in like my jogger outfit from walking my dogs. This is how we're going to do it today.
Yeah.
If you would have saw me earlier, I was a lot more fancy, so it's okay. We're going to do real life today. So reinventing yourself. So I freaking love this conversation about reinventing yourself because I feel like it's one that I have super often. In my own business, I do talk a lot about branding and about like putting your work out there and like how to activate yourself to like step into your true power. And reinventing yourself is this moment where we get to start over. We get to like live out the design of our life at any moment. Like we don't have to wait for the perfect branding. We don't have to wait for the perfect product or the thing that we want to be fully complete and done. No, dude, like the reinvention is like this moment where we decide that we're going to live into like our dream life. And it can start very simple. It can start from the moment of that we decide that we're going to start working out, or that we're going to start taking walks, or that we're going to start putting ourselves first, or we're going to carve out time for ourselves. We're going to create boundaries. Like there's all these different things that can start the process of reinventing ourselves. I think sometimes we think it's an outer reinvention, but I think the most powerful reinventions that I've seen within women in business and in life in general are the ones that like start internally and they actually get to the core of like who they want to be. Like, who do I want to be at this point? Sometimes it takes like different jolts in our life. I know when I turned 40 a couple years ago, it was like all of a sudden I knew I was very clear on like the life that I was going to lead. And no longer like, I no longer put up with my own shit. I was like, yeah, no, we're doing things a lot different now, sis. And with that came kind of like a little bit of resistance and a little bit of like, can I do this? But it was like, yeah. And I think, you know what, when it comes to reinventing ourselves, some of us are motivated. We're all motivated differently. So for myself, the first part of every time I'm reinventing or changing season by season, my brand or my company or my business, like I try to change it up, season by season. And it's like, when I'm going through that process, I make it fun. I make it like, who does she want to become? Who does she want to be? Like, what does this get to look like? And I design almost like, I don't want to say Pinterest boardy, but kind of like I start looking at like what I'm drawn to. And it's really the reinvention of myself is usually like, each season we embody a lot of different stuff. And it's like, now what am I embodying? Now what I'm really looking into? Like, there's like new excitements and new things that I look forward to. And I think for me, it just becomes this creative process of like, let's roll it out even deeper. Like, let's show even another version. And I don't wait until the new year and I don't wait until new season. I just like, if it hits me and it's not springtime yet, and I'm going to spring into something, like I spring into it, I start adjusting. I'm going through a process right now, right, in my own reinvention where my brand is up leveling once again, like a big up level, because I have some bigger stuff in the fall time that I'm introducing and announcing. And it's like, in order to become that woman, I'm in this zone of, okay, what does she need to do to become that? And for me, it was like, it's simple things, you guys. It's like, right now I'm on a kind of like a fasting and also like a detox on my body. And so it's like, I just decided that I was becoming too dependent on sugar and all the stuff, all the junk food that I was eating for the past few years. And I just decided like, no, this version, she doesn't do that. Or she really focuses on her personal health. She really focuses on, so then like, now comes the journey, it comes the part, right? And I think with each new reinvention of ourselves, there's like a point of humbling towards the beginning and the middle. When you're trying something new, it can feel hard, especially like I freaking love sugar, by the way. So it's like incorporating all the new things into your personal life, but also into your brand too, like what the look of your brand looks like. And like, it's fun to like, have that capability as women to reinvent. It's fun.
I'm currently reinventing myself into someone who no longer eats dairy products.
Yeah.
That's so hard. Like I get you with the sugar, but the dairy
I'm not
products for
eating
me.
dairy either. I'm eating fruits, vegetables, clean proteins, and a few nuts. That's it. Like nothing
Yeah,
else.
I can eat fruit and vegetables all day long. I love bacon, but it's disgusting. Pigs are disgusting. So I've
No preservatives, nothing. No preservative in my body right now. Fuck,
wow.
it's hard.
Wow. I wonder
Yeah,
if all the preservatives are what's keeping me looking this fresh though. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know. I always wonder that too. I say that some of my most unhealthiest friends look the freshest, and I'm like, it's from all that red dye number whatever. And
40. Yep, that's the one.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I love the idea of reinventing yourself. For me, I feel like it's not necessarily a reinvention for me, it's more authenticity.
yeah.
It's me like shedding away the expectations of others. It's me shedding away what I think people want to see, what they want to hear, the version of me that I think is most palatable for others, and just being me. Like,
Same.
if
Yep.
I'm not palatable for you, deuces. Love you. I wish you the best, but I'm not for you. And that's okay. But there was a long time whenever, for the longest, if somebody didn't like me and I felt like I hadn't done anything wrong, it just destroyed me. It's like, but why don't you like me? Like it was so awful to feel that way. And now I'm just like, I'm really fucking likable. And if you don't like me, that's okay. But I'm going to just be me. And I'm going to be talkative and I'm going to overshare and I'm going to be a little inappropriate and cuss too much and be really caring and incredibly compassionate and really sarcastic and tell jokes that like a 12-year-old boy in the 90s would have told. I feel like 12-year-old boys now are different, so you have to make the differentiation. And I'm just going to be me. Like,
Best way.
and for my business, finding a finding a way to do that in a way that is authentic to me and yet still professional. I don't want to be like, I don't want people to see my content and be like, "Ooh, she's garbage." Not because but like you want somebody that you're trusting with your secrets, with your mental health, like with your, not really your mental health, because I'm not, acting as a mental health professional in this capacity. However, when we're dealing with, childhood trauma in hypnosis, or your inner child work that you've got to do, all of the things that pop up in your subconscious, you want someone that you feel like you can trust that's like professional enough
Mhm.
to trust them. And so there is this fine line of um, being authentically me and being a professional me in my business
Mhm.
while still
Mhm.
being true to me because I don't want to be fake. Like whatever I do, I just don't want to be fake. Um, here we're talking about before we got on this call, we were talking about doing a photo shoot. And there's a ton of stuff that I looked at. I looked at the Pinterest boards of all of the things ahead of time, how to like do this photo shoot for my branding and how I wanted it to look. And none of it was really me. I don't dress like any of that. But I also don't want to dress exactly how I dress. I want maybe one style in how I absolutely dress, and the others to be a little bit more on the professional side. Things that I would wear, but I just don't feel like I have anywhere to wear them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes,
So
I do.
that's me with the reinventing myself. I feel like it's not necessarily like
We
whenever I
say
put
that
makeup
word, we
before,
say that word reinventing, but I don't really think it's like the
I don't
reinvent
think it
part.
is.
No,
Because I
it's
feel like
like it's
whenever I would have a breakup, that's whenever I would reinvent myself. I want to be a new me. I want to be a new, sexier me. And I'd chop off all my hair and I'd do this really cool color and I'd change up my makeup and, I'd put on something sexy. Like I was trying really hard, you know, trying really hard to reinvent myself out of someone who didn't just get cheated on or dumped or whatever, right? But this form of like you're saying, whenever we say reinvention, we really do mean something else.
yeah, I think you know what the cool part of this is I always say this to myself, pretty often is like you get the opportunity every day to show up in the identity you choose to show up in. And it's like we have the opportunity to reinvent our identity and not in a weird, creepy way, but like, like not like multiple personality thing here. I'm talking about
What's
like
the name of that movie? Single white female? Yeah, like
I
not
was
in
thinking of
I'm gonna
reinventing
reinvent
Anna.
myself like my neighbor. Oh, yeah, okay, reinventing Anna.
Yeah. that movie was that Netflix show.
Still haven't
But we
watched
have
it.
the capability every single day, like to show up that version of her. We don't have to like wait until we get the money or the body or the clients or whatever, right? Whatever we seek, like it gets to happen. And I remind myself that daily, even on days like today, where today's been a little bit of a struggle because I'm like tired today. We've had a very busy week. Like, you know what I mean? So showing up for the daily tasks of life, and not only that, for my business feels a little bit tougher today. But it's like I remind myself, like, I get to invent this, I get to go with this, like I get to like design this identity right now. It's okay. Like you're just going to take it a little slower today. It's not a big deal. Like you're still going to get done what you need to get done. And I think when it comes to this moment of reinvention, is I think of also our work. I think of like, I use the word reinvention, but it's like I want my work always to be a reflection of what I'm embodying currently in my life, and also what I've kind of like went through and overcome. And like I want to be able to share that with other people, not after the fact as much, which is important after, but like during. I think there was a period where I was a very private person, and I didn't actually share what was going on in my life until 3 to 6 months after. And now it's like, no, I share the programs of where I'm at. Like, you know what I mean? Like I share, messaging stuff, where I share clients. Like, this is how I just got clients. Like, this is what it looks like. Like, this is what it looks like to brand. Like, it's kind of in real time right now, which actually feels more authentic to me than like something that I went through a year or two ago. I
Yeah.
think that it doesn't, and so I just always remind myself that the identity work that we do is actually the biggest part of like a shift in who we're becoming.
Yeah. Like I no longer want to identify with someone who is unorganized.
Yeah.
I don't want that to be part of something that I'm like, oh yeah, I know, I'm totally unorganized and like just laugh it off and think that's funny. Like, no, I don't want that to be my life anymore. I don't want
Mhm.
that to be who I am. I don't want to be somebody who's unorganized, who can't focus, who is really struggling in the day to day and showing up in a different way online, which I did for a really long time. I struggled silently. I mean, like the people close to me, in my real life, my coworkers knew how I was struggling. Um, but I just want to, I think maybe in that way that like the redefining yourself, I think that there is a part of that yes, whenever you can take the things that you no longer want to tolerate, put up with, be, or embody.
You know what I think of right now is like, I think the beginning part of every single reinvention of myself started with the stories I told myself of who I was. And it's like, I think it starts there, is like what stories you want to tell about yourself. And I
Absolutely.
think that's where like coaching and hypnotherapy can really aid in that, is because like there's certain points where we've told the same story so damn long, we actually think it's a truth. And it's like, no, that's not a truth. That's just a story, and
Well, we allow it to become the reason. Like, oh,
yeah,
I mean, I've got ADHD, so it's totally fine that I'm unorganized. Like, duh, that I'm just different. If you can't deal with that, then that's your issue. No, it's my issue because I'm the one that's living it. Like, and I need to say, okay, maybe I do have ADHD, but it can't be an excuse for me not to show up my best every day.
yeah, yes, yes, yes. But I think that's where coaching and hypnotherapy comes in. Is like, hypnotherapy is a great tool. There's all different tools out there for
Yeah.
rewiring our brain and
Yeah.
for like all that stuff. But I think it's probably one of the most quickest, most effective. And then I
Too.
think coaching too. I think coaching is a huge thing when you put yourself in an environment where either group coaching or individual coaching, where you have that one-on-one experience and you actually get to talk it out, or you get to like express new desire. I think that really makes a difference, like in
Let me
my own
ask you
life,
a
it
question on this. I
has.
know it's a little off topic, but like what would you say is the difference? Like for somebody who's going, well, like you're talking about coaching, what's the difference between that and going to counseling? Like, why would I choose to do coaching as opposed to counseling?
You know what?
I
I
do feel
think,
like you kind of counsel a lot, like not you, but like as a coach, you are kind of counseling someone through their life, right? Like through the changes that they want to make. So what would you say to someone who's like,
you know what it
why would I
is
choose
this is how
coaching?
I deal with coaching in my own life. And like, these are the types of women that come into my coaching places or containers, is like, I don't deal with like the past stuff, you know? So to me, like you go to counseling to deal with past stuff, and like you talk it out and you work through it, and like there's like, technique behind it. Like I don't deal with that. Like I deal with like the person you're becoming, the unlocking of the everything that's already. See, I'm not saying I don't fully believe in counseling. I do believe in it. I just don't believe it's utilized to the highest capacity at times. And I think sometimes we get stuck in it for too long. And I think we continually say the same story over and over again. And it's like you embed that same story over and over again. You keep reliving the past over and over again. You have no potential for even unlocking. And I think sometimes what happens in my own experiences when I've been in counseling, like there's always something wrong with me. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with any of us. Like there's different ways that we process. There's different ways that we do life. There's different ways that we unlock the version that we are. And so for coaching, I think really coaches just help to unlock what's already there. They see from like an aerial view, especially like how I am. And I think my skill set and my gifts is like, I see everyone's life from an aerial view. That's just my gift. And so I'm able to see, oh, you know what, this is the way you're perceiving it, but it's actually, what if it was this, So I think a powerful coach is able to identify like and see a person for who they truly are. And they're able to ignite like action and vision, and like they're able to ignite that person so they can step into their truth even more. And I think with counseling, I think it's just a different realm. It's just a different story that's being told, a different vibration, a different frequency. I think coaching is more of like uplifting. It's more like potential based. It's more like, I already see you. I know you. I believe in you. Like, let's go. Like, let's untap this. Like, I realize you have all this other stuff. That's all stuff from the past. The past does not, like, no.
Yeah,
we don't say
it's not occurring right now. Like this is
no.
Then you're right here right now. Where do you want to be? And let's like take an action plan to get there.
Yeah. So I think that's the biggest difference between coaching. And I've had problems in my own framing on when I first started coaching. I remember, a while back where it went more into a counseling session, and I've been trained in all different types of stuff. So I noticed that coming out in myself, and I stopped and was like, this won't work. Like, yeah. I'm here to unlock, I'm here to untap, I'm here to inspire, I'm here to move you. Like, I'm here to be also the evidence of like what's truly possible. So for me, I'm constantly pushing the envelope on what's possible in my own life. Not because I'm like a badass trying to do something crazy cooler than you are. It's because like, I want to be that person that is like, no, this is possible. If I can do it, you can do it, kind of thing,
Absolutely.
Because I really think anything is possible. Literally anything.
Yes.
I've seen wild and crazy stuff.
Of that. Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, it's so, in my 20s and 30s, there was some things where I was like, no, that's impossible. I am in my 40s now, and I'm like, no, anything is possible.
Like, I feel like the things that I've seen over the last like 4 years with regards to people like just super close within proximity to me and how they've up-leveled their life. Like what? Absolutely anything's possible. What do you want to make happen? You want to make it happen? I can tell you 7 ways to monetize something right now. Like right now. What's your idea? Like, let's talk about it. Kyle was like, I want to get my pilot's license. I'm like, okay, let's do it. He's like, no, I mean, like, I'm this, I don't know. Let's do it. Like, yeah, you could do X, Y, and Z. Like, I'm like, you could do this, you could do this, you could do like, there's all these different things you could do with this. So yeah, I think that's always looking at the potential of things.
And I think there's all different types of tools and resources out there, especially nowadays, to tap into a reinvention, like, I mean, for you, I know you're doing a photo shoot tomorrow, Nicole, like that's a pretty big embodiment thing, that's a pretty big, on the outside, it looks like you're doing a photo shoot to make your brand look good on the outside, but really it's actually, in order to show up and take a picture, like you really have to like get your mindset right. Like you really got to get in that fun, playful energy. You really got to be in that state of like, I want to be at this highest frequency when the camera's slipped, or when the camera's shot.
Well, and I love
the whole thing.
And I love that I have, there's like 2 examples that come to mind, you being one of them, and another coach that I'm working with as another, of both of you having these beautiful photo shoots that still look fun and realistic and like down to earth, and everything doesn't have to be, I don't know, some super expensive branding, like the, like we've seen some of the coaches where every single thing in their house is like insanely expensive. And I'm like, I don't need that to be in all my photos. They can still look really pretty and be down to earth and like be a
Yeah.
normal, regular person that's a mom and like that worries about having to sit in the car pickup line. Like it sucks. And while building a business and while changing my mindset and being the best version of me and all of that. And I just want my photo shoot to encompass all of that.
Yeah.
You know, I want people to be able to see like it's not some bougie thing that seems so unattainable. It's like, oh wow, yeah, like I could do whatever I want to too. This is amazing. And I think that those are the most relatable, like being relatable, relatable coaches. I think that I feel like we're both relatable. Um, I don't know. That's where I'm at with my photo shoot.
Love it. So you guys, I hope you take away from today just the power of the reinvention and the tapping into your authenticity, and that it gets to happen at any moment. Like you don't have to wait for some grandiose posture in order to like be that person. And it's like the small gestures that you make, the small postures that you make towards becoming her are probably the greatest things you could ever do.
All right. So if you guys want to continue to work with us, Anna, can you tell them how to work with us?
Yeah. So we drop podcasts every single Monday and brand new ones. We are officially on YouTube. We're on Instagram. The links are down below. And if you're not part of the membership yet, what the heck are you waiting for? It's
Yeah,
like
what are you waiting
$4.99 a
for?
month.
It's four ninety
Yeah.
nine a month.
We have an
Amazing.
entire portal of stuff already backloaded in there, and we drop new stuff each month. So
We're dropping good stuff in there.
we are.
You're gonna want to get some of this. Okay? Get you some. Get you
Love
some.
it.
Okay. All
Bye,
right.
you guys.
See you next time.